A group of students at Three Oaks Senior High School in Summerside wanted to make sure other youth were properly informed about community issues, other than maybe what they hear and see on TikTok. Their goal, to provide an educational platform for students who might not typically engage with traditional media. So they launched a podcast. It's called The Train Station. Isaac McLean and Ethan Reeves are grade 12 students at Tosh, and both are part of the Train Station team, and they join me virtually tonight from Summerside. Lovely to see you both.
You as well. Great to see you.
So thanks so much for taking some time for us. Isaac, I understand this idea for the podcast, The Train Station, started after your participation in the 2023 Rotary Youth Parliament. Can you tell me more about how that sparked this project?
Yeah, absolutely. And that's a great point too. Like all of us, there's another host as well who is unfortunately not able to make it today, Campbell McNeil. The three of us had the opportunity to participate at the Rotary Youth Parliament this year, and we all had a blast. And we really loved being able to engage, not only within the politics aspect of it, but to be able to talk with one another about what issues we're seeing in our community and what solutions can we bring forth. And the disappointing aspect we had of it is that it was just one weekend, and we had so much fun and there was so much excitement around it that we wanted that to continue out for the entirety of the year, which led to us just talking and the idea of creating a podcast, as it was mentioned, to also provide students or just our target demographic with possibilities to access the media, because they don't necessarily use traditional media. Like our demographic specifically uses like platforms like TikTok to get a lot of their information from, and there can be a lot of propaganda associated with those platforms. So it's really good for us to not only get our voice heard, but also relay reliable information to, again, our target audience, which is our demographic, to educate them on youth issues and issues within our country.
I love this so much. Ethan, tell me about the content and really the focus of the podcast.
The big focus with our podcast is primarily issues across Canada, but also youth issues that impact a lot of people. So in our previous episodes, we've talked about food insecurity, which doesn't just affect the general public, but it affects a lot of students, especially at Tosh. We've talked about healthcare and everything with that. And our first episode was the housing, which was a big thing that I talked about at this year's youth parliament. And all these things affect the general population, but as well as many students and people just getting into adulthood. So we like to bring up those big issues that impacts the youth.
That's amazing, because those issues do affect everybody, and including people, I'm sure, at your school. Isaac, I maybe should have started this one, but what's behind the name, The Train Station?
So that's a great question, and we get that one all the time. So our teacher that brought us to Rotary Youth Parliament, his name is Michael Trainer, and the classroom that we always have him in it's called The Train Station. So right now we're taking political science in the train station, and the name is so great because it has a tie on his last name being Trainer. And with him also being one of the co-hosts, and it being what brought us to Rotary Youth Parliament, we're like, there's no better name than The Train Station. And especially with our slogan too, all aboard or all are board. And so far, everyone has been aboard, and we have had no response from anyone saying that they are bored. So it's been really positive.
Yeah, say that again. All aboard. What is it? All
or
aboard?
All are board.
Or all are board. Yeah. I'm sure there's no one bored, as you mentioned, by this at all. Ethan, how has the response been to the podcast?
We've had a great response. We've had like maybe 20 plus students come up to us personally and tell us how much they love the podcast, asking when the next episode is. But I know as of now, we've had about 2,000 listeners, which is just the beginning of it. We're only 3 episodes in, and we hope to get many more listening.
And that's on Spotify, right?
Yeah, on Spotify. We're hoping to get it to other platforms too.
Yeah. How often do you record it?
About once a week currently.
Once a week. Now, are you both interested in politics as careers as well?
Surprisingly, I'll take the floor on that one. Surprisingly, no. I believe everyone that's actually involved are going into STEM-related fields, but it's just something that we have an interest in, and especially the interest in educating a youth that, again, wouldn't access the traditional media. But no, it's surprisingly no.
So STEM related, that's what you're interested in down the road. Okay. Yeah. Now, beyond the podcast, I understand you've begun speaking with the mayor of Summerside about a fundraiser. Either of you can take this one. Tell me more about that.
I could take that one if you're okay with that. So actually, we're doing a fundraiser through the community fridge. Because that was one of the issues that we targeted in one of our last episodes was on food insecurity, and we just found that there's, especially with the community fridge, which is such a great initiative, there's a lack of funding, and typically they stock it and it's gone within 5 to 10 minutes through a lineup. So we're just like, we want to be able to give back to that, and we're actually doing a test drive through Centennial Auto Group that will be taking place on February 3rd at Centennial Kia. The aspect that's with the mayor is that this actually kind of sparked interest in, okay, how can we actually implement some of the solutions of the youth issues that we're seeing? And to do that, we actually reached out to Dan Kutcher, the mayor of Summerside, about the possibility of starting a youth council, and we've gotten really great feedback from that. And so far, we're meeting with them and within the upcoming days to discuss what the outline of that will be. But it has been really good feedback, and it does look like something that we will be going forward with, which will be great, because it's one thing to sit here and talk about the issues, but it's another thing to actually get involved within the community and make an impact on the people that we're talking about.
That's incredible. Well, thank you both so much for your time. Ethan, I'll just let you have one last word. Are you enjoying doing this?
Oh, I'm loving it, especially with Trainer on the podcast. It's great to always have talks with him.
Is he there? Is he beside you somewhere? Can he swing in and just give us a wave? Because he's pretty PEI famous himself. So if he can stick his head in and just give a wave to our, there you go. You might recognize Michael Trainer, of course, and a very popular teacher at Tosh. So from there, I'll just say goodbye. But thank you so much for doing this and for educating your youth and your peers as well. Much appreciated. Thanks for joining us on Compass.
Thank you so much for your time.
Thanks for inviting us.
Just loved that conversation today.